Hey, what's up, guys? Before this podcast begins, make sure to hit on the like button, give a big hug to the subscribe button, and tell a friend. I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Welcome back, everybody. It has been a long fucking time. So my schedule sucked, so I haven't been able to record for like forever. But we're back, and I'm excited about this one because we're gonna talk shit about DC. I mean, it's not all shit talking because like they actually did something good for once in a long while. And I mean, kind of good, you know, but I mean, after their shit show with fucking Wonder Woman 84, and I would say this was like a good thing.
Why did you bring that movie up, bro?
Because it's part of the topic. If we're gonna talk,
you made me sad.
If we're gonna talk DC, that movie has to be brought up because that shit was so trash. I mean,
bro, it was so bad. Like, I just like after I watched it, I was like, dude, it made me less of a person. Afterwards, I was like, I feel like less of a person after watching this. Was so trash. I can't believe how did that even get made?
I don't know. And here's my whole theory about DC and WB in a whole. I feel like there's one dude who's like, he's in touch with the people and he knows what good movies is, but like the people over there barely ever listen to him. And then once in a while he gets his like thoughts heard. But other than that, they're just all about that cash grab and just how much money we could get out of everything. And they just put out shitty fucking movies. But once in a while, that one dude like gets heard and he gets like, you know, like the Joker movie made, and he gets the Dark Knight made and stuff like that. But then like other than that, they're just like out there just like fucking let's put out some trashy ass movies and get money from all the people.
Yeah, and that one guy's name is Steve. Thanks, Steve, for the 3 good movies out of 75.
Now go back and sit in your corner, damn it.
I know. Now shut the fuck up. We made your little artsy film, Steve. Oh, now shut the fuck up.
Because it's crazy because they know what good movies is because they've made them.
Yeah, because they watch Marvel movies too, like us.
But like I just don't get how like so like I mean it's a toss-up, but like some people thought the original Justice League was okay, but I thought it was trash. And then Batman v Superman to me was super trash as well. And I don't know, man. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even really like the Superman movies either. And but some people like live by it. Like they say like it's the best thing made, but I don't know.
They only made one, right? Just I'm not counting the Brandon Routh one from like 15 years, 20 years ago. I'm talking about the one with Henry Cavill. I think he only made the one.
Oh yeah, just the one, and then it went Batman v Superman right after.
Right. I this first Superman, I mean, of this generation with Cavill, I liked it. Like, I mean, I didn't like love it, but I definitely like thought they were heading in the right direction at least. You know what I mean? Just kind of.
To me, I felt like they were like trying too hard, right? Like, like they were like, oh, look at me, like, look at us, we're a little emo, we're a bit dark, you know. Like, look, Superman could kill people now. Look, ooh, like, come on, bro.
Well, in the comic book, he did kill those guys. It was like a whole big thing where he killed them, and then he went like, you know, like he can't have regular depression like you and I. He had super depression, and he went off into space, and like it was a big old thing because he like broke his rule. He has a rule like just like Batman. You know, but I don't understand why it feels like every superhero movie now has to be this topper thing. And I'm like, you've already blown up the Earth 100 times. You already like you're gone into space. Like Thanos wiped out half of humanity. like half of the universe. I'm like, at some point they need to be okay with letting a superhero be small. Like I think some of the best ones were where it didn't always have to be this villain who can wipe out, solar systems. It's okay to have like a villain who's just, like, yeah, he's a dick, he's gonna fuck some shit up, but he's not gonna like wipe out the world. That's okay. We can fight him too. It's like they gotta top it every time,
Well, I mean, that's why I dig like the Spider-Man movies, and that's why I also love the Daredevil Netflix series, because that was kind of like what they were doing. Like
Punisher was dope.
Oh, Punisher was the shit.
Punisher was so good. I can't believe they're not gonna make any more.
I know, and the thing is, dude, Punisher got the shit stick of it all, because I mean, Daredevil came in and he was like the daddy of them all, because he started the whole thing, and he got like 4 seasons, right? And Daredevil, and then Punisher came in and was like, oh shit, this is dope, and he only got 2 seasons. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and what I really hated was, because it kind of showed what it was like. He wasn't quite the Punisher yet. And then at the end of that second season, when he like busted into that warehouse with the 2 guns and the trench coat, it was like, oh, okay,
that's
now he's on the daily. Now he's the Punisher. You know what I mean? It was feel like he was like becoming the Punisher for 2 seasons. And then it was like, all right, now he's going to go into like Punisher adventures and just like, and then they were like, okay, well, that's enough of that. I'm like, damn, man. Such a tease.
See, but like, I get all that, because like what happened is that Disney ended up buying Fox at that time, and they got the deal to go through. And as soon as the deal went through, they're like, oh, now we got like a whole plan for everything. And Netflix was like, but we're not part of that plan. And Marvel was like, nah, bro. And Netflix was like, well, then fuck you guys, canceled everything.
Yeah, they're all back in the corner where you belong.
With Steve. God damn it, go kick it with Steve.
yeah, dude. Disney, dude, they're the evil empire, bro.
Yeah.
God damn, they're just gobbling up everything.
But I love their content though, man.
As long as they keep it up, it seems
they
like
make good content. And the thing is, they got their heads on straighter than fucking DC and WB, because they have a dude, and his name is Kevin Feige, and he just like, he knows the vision, like he knows where to go with everything, and he knows like what's good and what people like. And then he picks up directors and writers that are like into the shit that they're working on, you know what I'm saying? Like him and what's his name, who did Mandalorian,
Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau. Like Favreau was like one of his main picks. So Kevin Feige was like, Favreau, dude, you're I'm picking you for Iron Man and all the Iron Mans, and you're also gonna act in my shit, and then hooked him up with like fucking Star Wars, and like now that dude's fucking killing it, you know?
Yeah.
And all the other directors too, like everyone who came in was like, yeah, we're into this shit. Like, we love doing this shit. I feel like in WB and DC, they're like, they pick like artsy fartsy motherfuckers, and they're like, I don't know much about this character, but let me see what I can spin it into.
They're not fans.
Yeah, they're not fans of the stuff they're working on, you know? I feel like a better movie comes out when the person that's directing and writing it are actual fans, because then other fans feel it too, you know what I'm saying? Like when you watch the movie, you can kind of tell like they were into it when they were making it.
Right. Yeah, they actually give a shit. I don't know, man. I feel like with Justice League, and I know it was like they were trying to build this little universe, and they got the Aquaman movie, and they did the Superman, and they wanted to make sure the Superman movie was first, because that's like, that's their cornerstone. And it's like they were trying to make a universe, but and it would have been, I think Justice League could have been the movie where it was like, okay, they came together and now we can branch out and we can turn this into something. But instead they fucked the movie up so badly that you can't now. And then Ben Affleck was like, fuck you, I'm out. And so they're not even going to do the Batman like that was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be this one-off. It was going to be like the Batman that was in the Justice League movie, and it was going to be not an origin story, but a story of him before with versus the Joker, whoever. And since that got blown up, now they're like, well, let's go get Sparkly Vampire Boy and make him the Batman. And and he's a good actor. He's proved himself in the stuff he's done. So it's nothing against Pattinson or anything. I'm not trying to shit on him, but it's just like they're so like lost adrift, right? Like it's just it's gonna happen one day. There's gonna be an executive who comes in who's like, look, this is bullshit. He's gonna hire the right people who give a shit, and they're gonna get it done. I know eventually, but it's like for right now, it's just so stupid. It's just, I don't like what are you doing? Like what's going on over there?
Yep. Well, what they're doing now is they're kind of just dug themselves into a hole,
Right.
and like they're like midway into this hole, and they're like, they don't know if they want to like scrap everything and just start all over or just keep on going with it. And right now we're just in that middle of the hole and we don't know which way they're going to go. But yeah, that's what it is. It's like, the thing was like, they were so like adamant about going up against Marvel that they're like, okay, we're going to try to do it different, but we're kind of trying to do the same. And then they try to do this whole, like, we'll start in the beginning, but then we'll start at the end, and then we'll go into the single stories, which kind of just, that formula does not work,
And it was weird them getting the old Batman because like I liked their take. They went and they grabbed the Legend of the Dark Knight Batman from Frank Miller's version of him, and even the costume and stuff. So that was cool, but it shouldn't have been in the Justice League because it was like, well, what's the point? This Batman's like almost fucking on Social Security. Like, what's the point of this? You know what I mean? Like
his arthritis is gonna
Batman
kick in once he's fighting.
Yeah, bro. Batman didn't meet Superman when they were fucking in the retirement home. It was like, so they got all these young guys, and then they're like, well, yeah, let's just make Batman old for no reason. And I love the Batman when that scene in Batman versus Superman, that garbage fire of a movie with the fucking worst Lex Luthor ever, and putting the greatest foe of Superman ever in the first movie. It was so stupid. But that scene when Batman went to save Superman's mom, dude, that for me, that whole scene, I was like, fuck it, this movie sucked, but this is great. Because that was like how Batman, I've always thought about him being on screen. You know what I mean? That was so awesome.
Like totally violent and just like,
I mean, just badass, dude. Like when he like punched the guy so hard, his like fucking face went to the floor. I was like, yeah, god damn it. But yeah, the rest of the movie,
trash.
Oh,
dumpster fire trash.
You take Doomsday, who killed Superman, who didn't come in until like 70 years after Superman was first invented. And then you put him in like basically the first movie almost. I mean, this, you know what I mean? It was like,
yep.
And then you killed him, and I was just like, I go, whoa, this guy should have been like Doomsday should have been taking up a whole, like at least the whole movie or even 2 movies because it was such a big event. And instead you took like one of the most seminal events in the history of Superman and then compressed it into this stupid fucking 20-minute. It was just, you know what I mean? It was like,
no, I get it. And that's one of their problems too over there at DC is that the thing is DC does well in the comic world, but when it comes to movies, I feel like they just like they shoot their load too quick. Like, and Marvel, they tease Thanos like for so many movies. They were like they made us suspenseful. Like they made the people like salivate for this fucking supervillain to come into the world. And like they were just like giving us a little taste and just tossing us like little teasers and shit, right? And then DC, they just, I feel like, because to me, the DC world has the better rogues gallery of villains, but yet they don't know how to fucking like take care of them in the movie world, because they like a Doomsday, they just throw Doomsday straight in and kill him off like in like a couple of minutes. I'm like,
ridiculous, dude.
He should have been like a 2-parter, or not even, like they should have teased him and brought him in like later or something like that. In fact, I don't think Justice League should have went straight to what's his name? God, what's the main villain in
Darkseid?
Yeah, Darkseid. Like,
Well, in the movie,
you know,
it was that Steppenwolf guy.
yeah, but the main guy is Darkseid. You know.
But here's another thing, dude. Like you said, they teased Thanos, right? Remember they teased Thanos all that time in the Marvel universe, dude. When we watched that Snyder cut, it actually showed like Darkseid and stuff, and we're like, oh, okay, dude. In the freaking Justice League movie, they didn't even like mention him.
No.
And I think one time at the end, he might have said like Darkseid. Like at one time, and it was the weirdest thing. I go, what was the point? What was the point? Darkseid is your Thanos. You've got all your heroes together. You've got your Avengers together. And you don't even show a few clips of Darkseid to let people know, like, oh, okay, this is the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Master.
Yeah.
It was fucking. It's like it's just fucking dumb mistake after or misstep, or I don't know what you want to call it. It's just like over and over and over, and you're just like, it doesn't even make sense in the least. It's just like, why? What was the point of this whole thing?
I don't know. It was a cash grab, because the thing is, like, I mean, anyone who follows that whole like DC world kind of knows that Snyder like had a big incident almost 75% through the movie being done, and he had to leave, and he had to leave, right? And the thing is, dude, DC could have been like, yo, okay, let's just hold off on the movie and let's wait for him to come back, and then we can finish it when he comes back. But they're like, no, they knew that the nerds of the world was just like salivating for this Justice League movie, and they're like, okay, let's just get any motherfucker. I mean, Snyder and Whedon were kind of like buddy, so I feel like maybe like Snyder kind of entrusted it into Whedon a little bit to finish the movie, and gave the blessing of bringing him in. But Whedon, dude, I put most of the blame on Whedon, because I mean, he's the main guy. You know, he's gonna read the script. He's making all the changes and shit. And I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, but he made the movie kind of just like unwatchable.
It's not just his fault. It's him and Warner Brothers, because the Warner Brothers executives, at the end of the day, they have the say. If you make a turd, the people that are paying for it aren't going to let you release it. They're going to go polish that turd or whatever it is. It's both of them. And here's my other thought. So Snyder didn't shoot anything for the Snyder cut. All of it was already shot. Bro, the movie was done. They had the whole movie. They didn't need Joss Whedon to come in and anything. I think the executives were like, oh, Snyder, his movie's so dark. And then his daughter died. And I think they were like, hey, you know what? Let's make this golden opportunity, and let's get Joss Whedon in here, and let's fucking marvel this movie up, and let's turn this thing. And then he went in there and he took the movie that had this very, very specific tone, and then tried to inject this Marvel shit into it, and then it was just a fucking shit show, bro. It was just like it just turned a movie, like you said, we both said the Snyder cut, we both said it was an 8.5. Pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was watchable.
It was watchable. He took something that was an 8.5 and then like fucking turned it into a 5. It was just
I think I scored it lower than that. Oh, I might have went 5, but I don't know.
I think I gave it like a 5-ish.
Because I don't know. For me, I felt like kind of angry after finished watching. But and here's the thing too, because I all this shit talking, we kind of have to like talk good about DC World a little bit. The Snyder cut was good. Now I went into the thing is, the Snyder cut is fucking 4 hours, dude. 4 fucking hours. Good
hey, dude,
God.
It's a pandemic. I got shit to do. What the fuck else are you gonna do? Make some bread?
So when I saw that, I was hesitant to watch it. In fact, that's why this episode and us talking about it is so late in the game, because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other fucking podcasts and videos on YouTube about the Snyder cut that's already been out forever. But yeah, I took a long time because I was hesitant to watch it because it was 4 fucking hours. And I just remember how angry I was after watching the first Justice League. And so I went into this like, okay, as long as I'm not fucking angry by the end of this 4 hours, I'm happy.
As long as I don't like going outside and kicking a puppy.
and as I was watching it, I was like, I had this like fucking fear in my heart while I was watching it. But then like an hour in, I was like, huh, I don't have any disagreements or qualms about this yet. And then like 2 hours in, I'm like, I'm kind of enjoying this, and nothing is like stupid and corny yet.
Right.
And then at the end of it, I was like, that was actually pretty good. But then after that thought, I was like, well, what the fuck did they do on the first round go? Like, why did they put that shit show out?
Amen, bro. Yeah, dude. It was.
They had like they had a good done movie already. Why the fuck?
The whole thing, bro. Bro, they had two movies worth of footage.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
What was the point of Joss Whedon?
I don't even know.
What was the point?
To make people angry, bro.
I don't know.
And the crazy part is too, they were not going to release this edit of the movie. Right. It took Snyder and the millions and millions of fans to start a petition to WB to release this cut of the movie, which is crazy.
It took a bunch of fucking nerds like us to get online and like, why don't you release this movie? I swear to God, if you know. It was just like, yeah, dude, it's weird. And you know, like going back to the Doomsday thing, man, it pisses me off so bad. Like for one, Jesse, I like the Jesse Eisenberg. Is that Eisenberg?
I think so, yeah.
I like him. He's like him and that Paul Serra, like the two little pasty, little skinny geek guys. And then, and when they play those little pasty, skinny geek guy in the movies, like they're great.
Yeah.
You don't take that guy and turn him into Lex Luthor for one, and then have him play it the fucking weirdest way I've ever seen. It was just cringy. He'd come on screen and I'd be all, I was like, oh, I'm embarrassed. And then Doomsday, the original, I read the whole thing. It was like this big event, dude. Doomsday was like this. He was this basically a killing machine made by Brainiac. And so Brainiac made this killing machine, and he was flesh and bone, but I don't know, whatever. He made it, and he had him stashed away, like all locked up with all this shit, and he got out somehow. So he gets out, and that storyline, it went through like Justice League, and it was like this huge thing. It was like 10 or more editions or whatever issues of comics.
Issues, yeah.
It was like this big old thing, and he fucked up like the whole, like, it was like, remember Booster Gold and the Blue Beetle and all those Justice League America,
the corny guys of the world.
So Doomsday comes in and just obliterates him, just wipes him out, just fucks him up. And so when Superman and Doomsday finally meet up, dude, that shit lasted like 5 fucking issues, and then culminated in the Black Bag Death of Superman special edition. I had one of those, and that was, hey, you want to talk about cash grab, bro? That whole thing, they knew they were bringing Superman back. Oh, they knew it was all about, they were trying to drum up more interest in Superman, blah, blah, blah. But it was a huge event. And you went from something that went for months, and you take it, you compress it into the last 20 minutes of a movie. It just shows, it goes to your point of, they've got people in there who don't give a fuck about the source material. All they saw was some executive was like, gets this little, probably from his assistant, gives him this packet, goes, well, here's a little, history of Synapse. And he looks at it and goes, oh, okay, yeah, Doomsday, killed Superman. Okay, we'll figure out a way to get all that shit in one movie and put a bow on it and let's make $1 billion. That's all it was, dude. Exactly like you said, a cash grab. It was stupid.
Because also, if like you go back to that time of where they were like teasing Batman versus Superman, like before that movie came out, it was the hype thing around the whole geek nerd verse. Like,
the whole internet, dude.
Like everyone was having a boner if you had a dick or not. Like, you know, you had a vagina.
I was semi-erect for 2 years.
Your vagina turned into a penis and just went straight erect. Like, you know, about this Batman v Superman, dude. Like, you're just like, oh my God. And then, you know, WB was just like, oh, do you feel this vibration coming from the world? That's money. And they just, and like they wanted that money so badly. I felt like they just didn't give a fuck about making a good movie or making something that made sense. They're just like, we just need to put some shit out right now and like get all this cash as much as we can. Because I mean, it made a shit ton of money. Like, and people were, a lot of people were just so excited that this was even happening. Like, that after the fact, like after they saw the movie, they thought the movie was good. Because I saw a lot of these reviews and a lot of these people like, oh, that was good, it was good. I'm like, did you guys watch the same shit I watched? Because that shit was trash. Like, I don't know. And that's the thing too, and that's the other part, because I want to go back to Jesse Eisenberg, is that WB just, they don't care about the character. They allow like the director, I mean, no shit on Snyder, but because I mean, that kind of had to come from Snyder, right? Because I mean, he's the one directing the movie, so he's the one directing.
To put that on him.
Yeah,
I hate to put that on him, but that is part of his bad.
Because like, I mean, if you anyone who reads the comics, dude, fucking Lex Luthor is a smart. He's not strong, but he has the brain to combat any superhero. You know, like, and he's also like, he has charisma and stuff like that. You know, he has like a personality that, like, you know, also to go along with the fucking brain that he has. Jesse Eisenberg was like, his character that he was playing was none of that. Yeah, like,
he's just a weirdo. He was just a fucking weird dude.
And that's the problem with DC and WBs. They go far away from what the character is supposed to be, and they would, like, if they just know that, like, for the nerds like us, because we've read it have been reading it for so long, if you go too far away from the character, it fucks with us a little bit. It makes us angry a little. I mean, you could change the character, but just don't go too far away from it, because then that's not the character anymore. Might as well just make up a brand new character, because that, for me, that'd be like a lot more a better way to go about it. You know, just make up a brand new character, because that's not fucking Lex Luthor.
It'd be an easier pill to swallow. If you were just like, well, here's this new character instead of bastardizing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Do you think that if Disney did buy if like, say, Warner Brothers went ahead and sold them all their DC property, do you think Disney could turn it around?
Oh, fuck, bro. Okay. I mean, I can't say for sure, but from what the library of movies that I've seen come from Kevin Feige, I feel like that dude is like, he grew up a comic geek like most of us, and he loves that world. Because the thing was, like, he started with the Fox Universe X-Men. He was like one of the assistant something producer or something over there, and he helped start that up. And as soon as he wanted to, like, do, like, put more input into it, they kind of they parted ways. And luckily he got the job at Disney when Disney bought Marvel, and they ended up putting him as the head producer over there. And look, and now he's like, he's doing it correctly. Like, I feel like he knows, I feel like he thinks in the same brain as a comic nerd and geek. Like, you know, he knows that, okay, if we're going to do something based on this character, we kind of have to stay in line with that character. We could change it up a little bit, but we kind of have to stay in line with it. Because, I mean, if you watch all their movies, like, they never deviate too far from what the character is, you know?
Yeah. Warner Brothers has been the gatekeeper of DC for, God, I can't remember when DC sold all their rights to Warner Brothers, but it's been at least, 30, 40 years probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time.
Pretty long.
I think, man, Warner Brothers, I don't know what their issue is. They should sell it off and get the money you want for it. And somebody will give you billions and sell it to somebody else. Let somebody else do it. Because you guys, I think they're just running it into the ground. It's just getting dumber and dumber. I don't know.
The thing is, though, that I don't foresee that ever happening is because WB sees DC as like a craps table that's like, 60-40. Like they'll make money 60% of the time. 40% of the time they'll lose a little bit of money, but they'll make it back on that 60% of the time.
Right.
So I don't think they're ever gonna sell it because
probably not.
Because
you're probably right. It would be nice.
They made bank with Dark Knight. They made bank with the Joker. They made bank with the first Wonder Woman.
Now, you didn't like Joker, right? You said you didn't like it?
I love Joker. I thought it was one of the best movies they ever made.
Who was it that said they didn't like? Was that Clint or Jay?
No, I think it was Jason. Jason was like, I don't understand why it was so good.
Oh, Jason. Well, that makes sense. Jason didn't like it. That makes sense why it was so good.
Don't take my word on it. I'm sorry, Jason, if you didn't say that, but I kind of think I remember you saying you didn't get why it was so good. I don't know.
I'm not sorry at all. I doubled down. I doubled down on my. No, Joker was cool. I mean, there's been some, like, Dark Knight series is great. Even the last one is all the dumbness of Bruce Wayne in that prison. How little he actually saw Batman. But the Dark Knight series was good. Especially that second one, dude. The Dark Knight. Oh my God,
bro,
that was just a masterpiece.
That was the only time I felt like they did justice to one of the DC villains was with that Joker. It was just an excellent movie. Superhero regular. That was great. First Wonder Woman was pretty good. Aquaman was actually better than I thought it was going to be. It was par. It was par.
You didn't like the first Superman. I liked it okay. I mean, I didn't love it, but I thought it was okay. But man, the ones that mattered, all those other movies, they were like, okay, but the two that mattered, man, you're talking about the Justice League, Batman versus Superman, which was like the beginning of the Justice League, and then the Justice. It's like, oh, you picked. It's like you went like 13-3 in the regular season. And then you waited till the Super Bowl to fucking play your worst game. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, why now?
And really, it goes back to them trying to do the Marvel universe but backwards thing. Yep. It that just doesn't work. You can't go from Justice League into your solo movies, because
you can't copy Marvel, dude. They've done it. You can't. Marvel's done what Marvel's done. Like you can't just blatantly try to copy it.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like they could have, and they could have done it. They could have done it better, right? If they did the solo movies first and tease like Steppenwolf or Darkseid, they could even just went Steppenwolf because, people in the comic world knows who Steppenwolf is, and in the comics, Steppenwolf was more powerful than he was in the movie, but we know who he is, so they could have teased them and then save Darkseid for like a second Justice League run, but they could have just went the solo movies first. They already gave us Superman. Instead of going Batman v Superman, they should have just went Batman again with Ben Affleck. Give us something to chew on. Give us something to give us something so that we could relate to this Batman and feel for this Batman. Then give us the Flash, because I'm still waiting on that fucking Flash movie. Because I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the Flash. And
do you think it's gonna happen now? Do you think it's gonna fucking happen?
I don't think so.
Or Cyborg's own movie?
I don't think Cyborg's in a movie too, because Cyborg, the guy who played Cyborg, was caught on camera talking shit about DC and WB. Because they fucked him over in the first Justice League movie. So I feel like he was justified in talking his shit, but not realizing that the Snyder Cut was going to get released, because this was in the midst of the whole mission on trying to get the Snyder Cut to be released, and he was caught on camera talking shit about DC and WB, and like, you know, so
they did do him right in the Snyder Cut though.
They did, yeah. You know, that's why I felt like if he had just waited till the Snyder Cut was released, he would have had a better chance of getting his own solo movie. You know, but he didn't sit around and wait. He just went on the internet and talked some shit, and now they have a bad relationship.
And I feel like this iteration of the Justice League, I think the only ones who might survive this to go on is Gal Gadot and then Henry Cavill. They might be the only two.
No, Aquaman.
Momoa. Oh, you think he'll stick around?
Yeah. Because his movie did pretty well in the box office. So it made WB money. People dug him for that movie and liked him in the Justice League on the first and this iteration as well. Although I hated his whole bro persona in the first one. I don't know, but I mean, yeah, you know, he's likable, you know, and he was profitable, so he might get a, you know, a second run.
Well, then so we keep Cavill, Gadot. I don't know, you know what though, but that Ezra Miller, I don't even know who he is. Like before this movie, like
I did, because he did a indie movie that I really liked. Something I forgot what it's called, like something of a wallflower or something like that. But
something of a wallflower. I'll look it up.
It was like Confessions of a Wallflower or something. I forget, but it was a pretty good movie. He did a really good job of playing his character in the movie. He like, you know, and so I knew who he was coming into the movie. But here's the thing that also why I don't think he's gonna end up getting that movie. He's been in too much controversy, for one thing. And I'm not the only one who thinks this while watching the first one, and this is kind of why I like the Snyder Cut better too. Is on that first run, they showed a lot of him in his fast speed running. That shit looked corny as hell, bro. Like, cut that shit out. And the thing is that in the Snyder Cut, they did cut a lot of that slow motion out, so like you don't see his fucking like weird looking arms while he was running, which is like it just looks so strange. But his speed run was so weird, and then he got into a whole bunch of controversy after the movie was released and everything like that. So I don't know if they have a good relationship with.
I don't remember what he did. What did he do after the movie was released?
I forget too, but I just know he was in the tabloids a lot and shit like that.
Like something related to the movie, like shitting on the producers, or
no. It was something totally different, but like it showed that he was like kind of hard to work with or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, maybe they just need to blow the whole thing up then, dude. Fucking just say, you know what? Hey, thank Godot, and we're gonna take this iteration and we're gonna just fucking bury it and like go back to the drawing board, man. I don't know.
I think that'll probably be their best bet. I mean, because you kind of have to like, because it'd be hard to go forward, you know, knowing that there was two different versions of this fucking team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they just start over by doing, they could go like far away from where they started too. They could start off solo. Let's just do a Cyborg movie, or if they don't want to go Cyborg, who else was in the Justice League? Because I mean, Wonder Woman's already there, and that's the other thing too. I don't think they're ever gonna kind of let go of Wonder Woman, the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, just because her first movie did so well, even though her second movie was shitty as fuck.
Bro, she's not even like fucking human, bro. That girl's so funny. Those Israelis, man. I don't know what it is about Israel, but god damn, they make some gorgeous women. Oh shit, my wife ain't ever gonna watch this though. Come on, did you ever watch this? No, but yeah, that Gal Gadot, man, she'll make you lose some fucking IQ points, man, when she walks by. But it's like, and she's good too. And she's a good actress. I'm like, it would be great because I think she's a great Wonder Woman. She's really, really good.
Yeah.
She's just like perfect for the role. Momoa, I was kind of like, I don't know about for Aquaman, but he grew on me.
Yeah.
And then Henry Cavill as Superman looks great. I think he's got the look. Just I love him as Superman. But I'm like, dude, find a guy who'd be Batman and stick with them.
For real.
Find somebody who will stick around. Maybe you shouldn't go for one of the biggest actor, producer, directors on the planet. And maybe you should go for somebody a little less known who's gonna be thankful for the job. Because Ben Affleck, I think he might be kind of a pain in the ass, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like to work with this shit. And he kept going, I don't know if I'm gonna stay or go. It's like, go find somebody 25 years younger who's hungry and who's got a little bit under his belt. So people are like, oh, I remember that kid and this and that. But fucking he's like, yeah, dude, I'll commit for the next 10 years. Fuck yeah, I'll be more than happy to put the cape on and the 140 degrees that it gets underneath this thing. That's
DC's problem as well, is that they are not consistent at all. Like, how many Batmans have we seen through our lifetimes already? There's like been way too many, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, yeah, dude.
You got George Clooney, you got Val Kilmer.
George Clooney's Batman and Robin. That's in the same league as Wonder Woman 1984, dude.
And that was one of my gripes about Wonder Woman 84 as well. Okay, and the thing is, dude, I watched like some like fucking DC fucking fanboys out there trying to defend the movie. It was like, oh, they were just giving an ode to how corny and cheesy the old school movies were. Like, nah, bro. No. we don't need that ode to the corny and cheesy. You know, like Marvel just made like superhero movies like an actual real thing. Like, it's an actual real movie now. We don't need to give an ode to the corny cheesy past.
Dude, it was stupid. The Kristen Wiig, I like her. She's a great actress. Her character was stupid. The main guy, the guy that plays the Mandalorian, which is like a great show, and he's a great actor. Dude, have you seen Narcos?
No, I haven't.
Oh shit, bro! The first I think there's only 2 seasons. He's in the first season when they're in Colombia going after Pablo Escobar. Dude, that guy in that show, that was amazing. He's a great actor. But I don't know, dude. But that villain and her,
it shows you how bad the movie is that they took like a few like good actors and made them look like shitty actors.
Real.
That's how bad the movie was. And another gripe I have with Wonder Woman 84 is, okay, there's the trope of the nerdy girl. Fucking
right.
Why can't they ever just find a regular nerdy girl? Kristen Wiig is not nerdy or ugly at all. She's a hot chick. Even when she was playing the nerdy chick, dude, she was a fucking hot chick to me. I'm like, I looked at it, that's not nerdy. And the way
the glasses make her even hotter.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
And the way they made the other characters like act like, oh, she's so nerdy and clumsy. I'm like, bro.
Oh yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, you're like not even cute. Get out of here. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Every nerd in that fucking building would have been at her skirt.
For real. Like in the real world, dude, she would have been like hit on as soon as she walked in the door.
What? Yeah, they love that in movies. They love to take a smoking hot woman and then
put glasses on her.
And then like, oh, she's gonna transform into this and that. I don't know. Like you said, dude.
Like Hollywood thinks that just tying up your hair and putting some glasses on makes you nerdy and unattractive. I'm like, dude, that makes some girls hotter, if any. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. I mean, like, I don't know. And then not just that too, and I found out why this was. The graphics in Wonder Woman 84 was so trash. Like her like speed run looked like it was something out of like a 1980s fucking TV show. And then
woman.
It was like ridiculous, dude. And some of the special effects shots, I was just like looking at it like, dude, did he just only like spend $10 on the special effects? I'm like, what the fuck was that? come to find out that Snyder's graphics department helped on the first Wonder Woman, and then what's her name, the director for 1984,
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins decided to say, "Oh, we don't want your help anymore. We'll do it all ourselves." And so she got her own VFX company to work on it, and it just looked
and they suck
trash. Yeah, bro.
Hey, let's stop pretending too, by the way. I'm not gonna get too like altruistic or whatever, but let's stop pretending like women don't have fucking egos just as big as ours. That's fucking bullshit. They're not like the more humble or more, dude. They're just as egotistical as we are, bro. They prove it like with the Patty Jenkins stuff. Like, knock that shit off. You guys aren't fucking holy. You guys are fucking just as bad, and in some cases even worse than us. So you have egos too.
It's kind of crazy too, because like I thought that I was like, okay, because she did so well in the first one, this second one shouldn't suck. And then I saw the second one, I was like, why did it suck so bad? And then come to find out, like, she had a lot of help, even though she butted heads with them on the first one. And this one, it was all on her. And she so the Snyder camp had a writer, the VFX, and I forgot what else, but helping her with the first one. And then on the second one, she got rid of all of the Snyder's company's help and decided to pick all her people for this one. And she picked a trashy idiot writer, and which is not really, because the guy who helped her write it was actually one of the writers for DC Comics. And he did a lot of good comic runs. He just doesn't know how to do movies so well.
Well, you know what I heard too? The weirdest thing I've ever heard was she said that she doesn't cut anything from her movies. Like basically whatever she shoots, that goes in. I thought that was weird, because I'm like, dude, I like every director who's ever done it, like cuts and pastes and tries to take. So I don't know. I think that's bullshit, dude. I think that's just her walking around trying to fucking like pro. Like, I'm all like, dude, everybody has to cut. That's like, you literally can't just shoot everything. And if you do that, the movie's not going to be cohesive, because you're going to put scenes in, and afterwards in the editing room, and you're putting everything together, you're going to go, oh, you know what? This actually doesn't really work. This is too much exposition. This is too, blah, 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 blah. And that's how you make a movie more cohesive and pacing and all that stuff. It's weird. This second one, like you said, it's like she kicked out everybody, like almost like, well, I don't need you. I could do this myself. And it's like, well, like, dude, like all those, like, what you think, like you're better than all these other guys who've been doing it forever. Like if they're offering their help and this and that, and they're trying to help you make a good movie, like, I don't know why you wouldn't be like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I'll take everything you can give me. I want to make the best movie possible, not fucking stroke my ego. You know?
I think what happened was that other people was stroking her ego for her, because after that first one came out,
reach around.
Like after that first one came out, people were like putting her on a pedestal, like look at what she did, like it was so good. She took Wonder Woman. She was the first like female director in a superhero movie, and she took Wonder Woman and she made it so good, and it did so well, and it made so much money. Like, look at her, oh my god, she can't do wrong, you know what I'm saying? And then that got to her head, and she was like, yeah, I can't do no wrong. Let's run this shit. Let's run this boat ourselves and shit. And then she went in there, and thinking that she was getting good help, because the guy that she hired as the writer actually writes for DC. So in her mind, like, okay, this guy writes for DC, so he's got to know what he's doing, not knowing that he wrote some shitty movies before already. Like he's already done shitty movies, dude. Like, you know,
not knowing he got fired in 1984 or something.
and then so like she got him aboard on her team, and they just start writing this movie. And I don't know if they have any other editors in there, but like whoever fucking read it, I don't know how they read it and went, yeah, this is fucking good.
It was just so bad, dude. And it was just so bad. I don't think it has anything to do with her being like, I'm not like a sexist. I've got fucking three sisters.
It's nothing to do with her being a woman. It's just the person. Like, we're not the person, but it's the team. because like they have to have checks and balances in your team. You got to have someone who read the script for you and be like, okay, yeah, that's a legit script. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She just picked the wrong movie, dude, to go all fucking egomaniac on. Like, she picked the wrong movie, like a big centerpiece. Like, they've been hyping this shit up for a long time,
because none of that shit made any sense. The way Wonder Woman fucking saves the world doesn't make any sense. The way the fucking villain like gets so powerful doesn't make sense. I mean,
the wish granter guy.
And the thing about it is that movie, with the way it was written and the way it was shot and the VFX of it all, I felt like took superhero movies back 10 years, whereas Marvel's been working like their entire time to move the superhero genre movie like forward for the last 20-30 years.
Yeah, Marvel hasn't made too many missteps, at least in my opinion, visually.
They make small missteps, but like not too big, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, the only thing I didn't like was the end game at the end.
What?
No, like at the end when they were fighting Thanos for the whatever. I just felt like it was just pure green screen, and it was just a little too much.
I loved it, Joe. I love that part.
No, I love the movie stuff, and I like the battle. I was just like kind of like it was like, because normally it was like, okay, we got like the effects, we got some green screen, but then they made a conscious effort to throw some real stuff.
Like some
kind of help
type
keep
shit.
It grounded.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I felt like with that scene, they were just like, fuck it, and they just went for pure green screen. Because you know what I mean? I don't know. To me, that's how I felt. But whatever. Still a good movie. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I mean, it was great, but.
Dude, when Cap got the fucking axe and the fucking hammer at once, dude, bro.
I know. No, dude, yeah. Dude, I wasn't even a big Marvel fan growing up as far as the comic books. I was always a DC guy, and but I was aware, and somehow once in a while a Marvel comic book would come my way and I would read it. And I never like was like, oh, I hate Marvel. It was just I just kind of gravitating towards DC and stuff. But man, when these Marvel movies started coming out, god damn, they were so good. It was like they kind of got their footing with Iron Man, and it just got better and better. Just man, once they hit their stride, it was just like fucking Marvel's just killing it.
Yeah,
they're just killing it. It was almost like Marvel is just too good. It almost feels like no matter who tried to do anything superhero wise these last 10 years, they were gonna eat ass, because Marvel, everybody was gonna compare them to Marvel, and Marvel is just they just like found that golden formula, dude.
Yeah.
Just nailed it.
Well, here's my thoughts on the whole thing, because I unlike you, I was a fan of both when I was growing up. I read DC and Marvel at the same time, because I mean, there was like, I felt like DC had like this like grittier, like fucking dangerous personality to their comics and stuff like that, because you had like the Red Hood and Batman, Robin, and fucking the Joker was super evil and shit like that, and like it fed that part of my mentality. And then Marvel was just like fun and games. Like
a little bit lighter.
It's almost bubblegum over there at Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
But when it came to the movies, I felt like with what Kevin Feige and the whole Marvel studio was trying to do was they're trying to take superheroes and turn them into an actual genre of movies, and that was their plan. And I felt like they did it pretty well. Whereas like WB, what they're doing with DC is they're still considering those movies comic book movies, which is what you shouldn't do, because it's going to get them pigeonholed into, what they could do with it. Because to me, dude, if you actually took the DC material, if they actually read the fucking comic books and took the fucking material, it could actually make some pretty fucking like award-winning fucking just regular fucking movies, dude. Yeah. They had better storylines than Marvel ever had in their comic books ever. A lot of the fucking DC Comics storylines was just like it's there and ready to become a movie already. They just need to like follow it more than just like taking the concept and then breaking it up and making it into whatever they want to do, you know? Like it's crazy. Even if you go even as far, you can go even as far as doing some wacky fucking character like Swamp Thing. You could take a Swamp Thing. There's runs of the Swamp Thing that if you read it, you'd be like, fuck, this could make a fucking dope ass fucking horror movie right here. Like it,
Right, yeah.
but like that company just doesn't know how to translate it into a movie for some weird reason. I don't know.
Well, yeah, dude. Like Marvel, like they did such a good job with their cinematic universe because, like I said before, I wasn't a huge Marvel fan growing up, and I'd read a little bit here and there when it came across my way. But they captured the essence of these characters so well that, like, when I watched or Spider-Man, when I watched Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I was like, oh yeah, like that's Spider-Man. It just they captured the essence so well, and like, oh yeah, that's totally like Thor, Captain America, and all these characters. Like they just did such a good job that even somebody like me who wasn't the biggest Marvel fan, it like, I don't know, it's weird, it's hard to explain, but it was just like, so I can only imagine people who were fans of the Marvel comic book, because it apparently resonated with them even more. And so it's like DC doesn't have that whatever that golden, like you said, Kevin Feige and those certain specific and Favreau and all these specific people. Warner Brothers isn't hiring those people. Apparently, they're not finding the fucking Batman and Superman nerds. They're not finding. They're not getting the people to do what they did in Marvel. And it's like, you can't let executives make the movies. You got to let the people, the artists, the people who are actually invested in it, they need to be allowed to make the movie. And I feel like Marvel and Disney, I think they let these guys do more if they wanted. I feel like they're more hands off, even though I've heard Disney is kind of oppressive. It feels like with Marvel, they hire people they trust and they let them do their job.
Yep.
You know?
And here's another thing too that I think is part of like a big part of what makes Marvel so much better and why DC is just not doing so well is Marvel. Well, here's the thing is they gave you an array of characters, and with those array of characters, you pick your relatability, and then you team them up. And then you're like, okay, now I have something to root for in a whole, you know, even though like, I like that's the Thor fan, that's the Captain America fan, that's the Iron Man fan. And then you put them in a team, and then all of a sudden you get, you know, the pocket money of all these people because now they're together and then they're all watching the same thing.
Wakanda.
They got
all the different,
they give you something to relate to. It doesn't matter who it is. Someone's going to relate to someone on this team.
Right.
And that's what faulted DC is. All they've been giving us is Batman, Superman for the longest time. Like, some of us relate to Batman, some of us relate to Superman, but then you're missing like the entire like group of people who are like, I kind of relate to the Flash a little bit more. I kind of relate to Aquaman a little bit more. They finally gave us Shazam, and so like, you know,
I forgot about Shazam.
Yeah, so like
that
you have people like,
good.
I relate to Shazam. Yeah, you know, so they kind of messed up in that kind of thing because like they could have done that as well. That's why I said they could have done what Marvel did, and if they just did what Marvel did, I think they would have been in a little bit of a better place because then you got all those people who relate to like those different guys, and then all of a sudden you team up into Justice League, and because they already had their own movies, all these people would like came and, you know, into that one, and you know the movie could have done a little bit better. I don't know, but
that is weird, right? Like you get this, and you didn't have like, because the Aquaman movie didn't even come out till after Justice League, right?
Yeah, all the only two movies that came out before Justice League was Superman and then Batman v Superman, and then they did Justice League, and then Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam came after.
Isn't Shazam supposed to be part of the Justice League?
He is, and there was
Oh,
like
he is.
talks about bringing him into like the second Justice League movie, but I don't ever see that ever happening now, though.
It's yeah, man. It's weird. It's I don't. Yeah, I don't know what the future. I can't even imagine what behind the scenes right now in Warner Brothers, like how it is. Like I because it's just from if it's anything like what they've shown us, it's got to be a fucking shit show back here.
Yep.
Like
Steve's probably like mad at everybody right now. No one's listening to me.
Steve in the corner rocking and crying.
I mean, because the thing is, they still have things in production right now as well too. The Rock is supposed to be playing Black Adam in a solo Black Adam movie for some weird reason, and that's in the middle of fucking production right now. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Like, it's crazy. And then they were also talking that in the Shazam is supposed to get a sequel, and in that sequel he's supposed to either meet with Superman or Black Adam, but Black Adam movie is not even done yet. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you and you don't think this Batman's gonna be any good? The one with
Well, I'm on the fence on it. Like, I really don't have any say on it yet. I know that Robert Pattinson has become a better actor because his last run of movies were all like kind of indie, but like very heavy on the acting. So like, I know he's good at acting.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he bulked up to play Batman, but we're gonna have to see how bulked up he got to play Batman. You know what I'm saying? I kind of
I
stayed
don't
away
like the
from.
costume. The
Yeah,
costume looks stupid.
like it looks kind of weird. But the thing is too, like, he's supposed to be in the dark. So a lot of Batman scenes are always in the dark. So you got to see how the costume looks like in action in the dark. So it might be okay. But yeah, when they showed that costume in the leak stuff, or from what we see of it, it looks kind of lame.
I'm glad though that this is a one-off. Like it's not supposed to be part of, well, who knows what even their canon is at this point, their
Right.
universe, but it's supposed to be like a one-off. So I'm like, that's cool, at least because I think it's supposed to be kind of a funky alternate, like the way they did their Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and that was kind of an alternate take on him. I think this is supposed to be kind of the same thing, but for Batman. So I don't know. I'm hoping. I mean,
the thing
the
is
trailer
too,
looked pretty cool.
all their one-off stuff has been pretty good. I mean, it's been successful. So I'm thinking this might be good. And that's the reason why I think it might be good. And we're just gonna have to see how Pattinson plays a brooding rich person. I mean, might not be too hard for him, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I heard that movie on Netflix, The Devil All the Time with Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
He Pattinson plays this like easy preacher in it. And he's not even in it that long, but apparently he stole the show. I guess he fucking nailed it. Like, it was just like he did a hell of a job. So,
Right.
and I've heard other stuff from other people say, like that he's done some pretty good other stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I think he can play the character well, but it's more than that. With these superhero movies, it's not just, oh, you're a good actor. You got to be more than that. There's more to it than just, oh yeah, he's a great actor. You can stick the greatest actor ever in a superhero movie and it still be a horrible turd, because there's a lot more to it than just, this isn't like your typical talky drama type thing. This is it's a whole different thing, dude. It's really easy. It's really easy to screw these up.
Yeah, you gotta have the action chops for it. So you better know how to move around, right? I mean, but although they have like stunt doubles that could do that for you, so I don't see that being a problem. But also, you need a good story for one thing, and you need a good villain. So I don't know.
The visuals, it just feels like there's a lot that, and especially now, because I think when the superhero movies, because when we were kids, man, they were fucking horrible. Like, I mean, we were like, oh, that's cool, but it was trash because the special effects was trash. So, and you're trying to take something that's animated, that's drawn on a page, and transfer it when you don't have the special effects. So when the special effects finally became good enough in the, early aughts, mid aughts, it was like, oh, things changed. Like when I saw Spider-Man with the Tobey Maguire one or what else is, and I was
With
like,
Tobey
oh,
Maguire.
wow, look at this, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, damn, it looks, you know what I mean? Like, wow, that looks like really good. So it's like now they can do it, and they've got the technology, but it's, I don't know, man. It's just even with everything they've got, it's still so easy to just fucking tank them. It's,
But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I mean, all we can say is that Marvel's doing their thing. They're doing good. And I can't wait for more stuff to come out, which that's why I'm kind of like glad this pandemic thing is ending so that we can get some fucking more Marvel movies out, because they pushed back. Yeah, they pushed back they pushed back Black Widow for so long. That movie was supposed to be out like last summer or before last summer. Like it's so ridiculous. I don't even know why. Just put it out on streaming. There's all these other movies that are out on streaming that are doing good. Just give it to us already. You know what I'm saying? Let me watch Black Widow in the comfort of my own home, just because,
I think they were. I think they were kind of hoping this would all end quick enough to get people back in the theaters. I don't know, man. After this last year, dude, those theaters, because they were already hurting, man. Fuck, dude, we're gonna lose a lot of movie houses from this. I'm shocked that there hasn't been more, dude, because they were already kind of on the edge.
Well, I mean, but a lot of the indie movie houses actually were holding on pretty well, because they were putting out just like the regular indie stuff and selling it to streaming service and making their money that way. There's other ways for them to make their money. But yeah, the big houses though, they were the ones being hit the hardest, because they couldn't put out anything into the market to make any money. And they didn't, and they didn't want to put their stuff out on streaming, which kind of sucks for them, I guess.
I kind of feel that, like, people, I don't know the numbers, I mean, I haven't looked. I'm sure maybe if I went online, maybe I could, see, but I honestly just don't care enough. But
yeah,
I'm curious how many people have went ahead and paid the $20 to rent the movie theater, the movie that's actually supposed to be the theater.
Here's a little look into it. Godzilla versus King Kong just made some pretty good money, made more money than Kong itself released in the theaters. And they made more money in the because they released it in theaters and on streaming. King Kong, or Godzilla vs. King Kong, made more money in the theaters than Kong made in the theaters, and made extra money because of the streaming as well. So the streaming and the in theater right now is working, and you can see that working with Godzilla vs. King Kong. Like, you could do it. The problem is, though, when it comes to blockbusters are trying to reach that 1.5 million to 2 million fucking, opening day. You can't do that right now because you can't put that many people into a theater, Yeah,
and I'm just curious because we ourselves, I think since this whole pandemic thing started, I know for a fact at least 2 or 3 movies I went ahead and dropped the $20 or the $30 or whatever it was to watch it, instead of waiting until it became a rental for $6. And I'm just wondering what that means for movie theaters, because I'm like, if the numbers are good enough, I don't know. This day and age with people and their big ass TVs and their home theaters, and how people are kind of beginning to become homebodies anyway because of all of our tech. I'm like, I wonder if the days of the theater, man, I think, is it going to be where there's only going to be one mega theater in every metropolitan area, and then that's like it? You know what I mean? Or what?
Dude, the dollar theaters and
second runs
and the mom and pop theaters, they're like laying on the deathbed right now, I'm pretty sure. The big theater chains are kind of maybe 2 or 3 steps away from the exit door, but they're still in play, though. You know what I'm saying? Because because just to see the numbers of Godzilla versus King Kong people are hungry to get out. They don't
That's true.
Like they don't want to stay home even if they have a big screen anymore. Like they're just tired of being in home. So they're like, give them a reason to go out to do anything. They're gonna
Especially
go out
young
and do
people.
something, like, yeah. So
Yeah.
the theaters aren't dead yet, they're maybe 2 or 3 steps away from being dead, but they're not dead yet, like, because people still kind of have that hunkering just to like experience something other than being at home, whereas for me though, I don't mind it. I'll stay home and stream everything.
It's those young people who haven't had life beat the shit out of them yet that want to get out and do things. The rest of us who, fucking had mortgages for 20 years and kids and marriage and careers and all that shit, we're like, yeah, you know what, man? If I can watch this movie that's supposed to be in the movie theater at home for $20, because I mean, the candy's fucking, dude. If I go to my wife and kids, we go to the movies. If we all have like a drink and we have like a popcorn, we'll like get like 1 or 2 to split and then maybe get everybody candy. Dude, it's bare minimum. Even at a matinee is $100 and something.
Yep.
So I'm like, I've got a projector. I've got a really good surround system I've been piecing together for fucking forever. So I'm like, for me at this stage of my life, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'll pay $20 or $30 for the straight to video. And then like go to the dollar store for my candy, bro.
Yeah.
That would be ahead like $75. But I'm not at the point in my life where it's like, if I was still young and single and stuff, I'd probably look at it a whole different way. Like, yeah. People are like, I need to get the fuck out of my house. And I'm like, I only need to get out of my house because I want to get outside and get like fresh air and exercise and just like, like the health part. But I'm like, as far as like going to public places and having to fucking deal with you people, honestly, if I never have to do it again, I would be okay.
Oh yeah, totally, man. Shoot, man. Yeah, like to me too. Like I kind of like the whole theater experience if it's like a big movie, like Endgame or something like that. Like seeing Endgame, Endgame, Star Wars, seeing those movies in the theater is like amazing. Like you kind of want that feel, just like from it being totally dark and then all of a sudden just seeing this the movie start. It's something you cannot match with anything at home. But
I'll go to the theater for every Star Wars movie. I'll still the Star Wars and the big Marvel types. Yeah, those things I'll still go to the theater for.
Yeah,
but it's only like a twice a year thing, so it's not, you know what I mean. Yep. I like movies and I like to watch a lot of movies. I'm only gonna go to the theater for the big ones, but I could see, I don't know, but it's changed. It's just weird. Everything's just kind of, like everything was changing anyway, and then this pandemic
made it change even faster. Things.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see.
Poured gasoline on the fire, basically.
It really kind of did, and it's kind of like, well, like in San Francisco, the property values and stuff, like it was like insane, dude. Like it was just like it was going nuts, and it was a couple things happened, like the home. Anyway, but all of a sudden now, like these tech companies are like, why the fuck were we ever having anybody come to this office? We were paying like $500 a square foot, and they're working on a computer. Why are they here? And so now these tech companies are like, fuck it, stay home. We'll pay you to stay home forever and do your job from a computer. And so now San Francisco has they said 10 million square feet of office space that they can't rent out now. Because the tech companies are like, so it's like the pandemic took something that was probably going to happen eventually, because bean counters were going to go, look, why aren't they here, dude? Like they have a computer at home. And it's like, it just fucking just send it in the hyperdrive, It's just weird. It's been a weird fucking year, man.
Yeah. Also, if anybody out there is into stocks and into tech, right now is a good time to buy into Intel and HP or even Dell. Although HP gives you dividends, Dell doesn't. So buy HP. a little stock talk for you.
You're trying to get that stock boosted up.
Hey! I'm there for the dividends, baby.
It's all about the dividends.
Like
we're so old. We're so fucking old.
But the thing is, the tech stuff is going up right now because everyone's buying tech shit, even like hardware,
especially
computers. It's all about the hardware computers. Like software is staying even, but hardware computers stocks are going up. And make sure you buy the ones with dividends. Dell doesn't give you dividends, so fuck you, Dell.
Jason was telling me that you because it's so hard to get PC parts. Instead of buying a PC, you just invested the money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, you know what though, dude? That's a good. I mean, because the shit's gonna come back down to earth, and the PC stuff's gonna become available, and you can like buy a piece at a time and put it together. It's not like, I mean, investing in anything, that's smart to do with your money. Because the market always ends up. You know what? We better stop, or we're gonna lose everybody. Talking about the stock market.
Actually, dude, we've been going on for about an hour already, so I think we kind of ended there for right now.
Yeah, you can cut it off. Yeah, no, dude, but yeah, it's weird, dude. It's a weird time. It's a weird time for movies. It's a weird time for, and I don't know. I hope fucking Warner Brothers gets it together. It pisses me off that they're the gatekeepers to my like childhood. You know what I mean? Like I grew up, my childhood sucked. It was fucking bunch of bullshit. I made the best of it, and but it was like that was the one thing, like my superheroes, dude, my comic books, like that was the one piece of my childhood where I'm just like, dude. And then like the people who have control over the destiny of it are just fucking like completely incompetent, and that's like it's like just get it together, Warner Brothers, or fucking sell it, dude. You can make billions of dollars. You're just fucking it up. Just like let somebody else take control, or hire somebody who understands what it is you have. You make the weirdest fucking decisions with your properties, and it doesn't make sense what they're doing at all.
They need to get a showrunner. They need to hire one showrunner, their own Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
And just let them handle it all.
Get your own Favreau.
Yeah. They need something like that. And then,
get your own Favreau.
In closing words, DC, get your shit together.
Oh, fuck, come on. Just seriously, DC.
And with that said, though, thank you guys for joining us for another episode. And we will see you guys all on the next one.
It's all about the dividends, baby.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you liked the video you guys just watched. And if you did, please do not hesitate to hit that like button and that subscribe button. And then tell a friend. And if you guys want to see more videos, check them out below. I should have 2 other videos to check out. We have other stuff to see on this channel. And with that said, we thank you guys all for watching. And we'll check you guys out laters.